Hi everyone, it's Adeola. Welcome to my channel. Please watch this video to the end before leaving a comment. Today, I'll be talking about racism, cultural appropriation, colorism, and overall cultural insensitivity within the K-pop industry. This will include idols from the big three, SM, YG, and JYP, along with other prominent K-pop groups from different labels. BTS won't be one of the groups I focus on as I already made a video on them, but they will be referenced from time to time. Now, in this video, I will not be addressing all the issues these groups have been a part of due to time constraint. I also could not include all instances from other idols that I've seen, or else this video would have taken me another year to complete and would most likely be hours long. I encourage you to do your own individual research on the idols you care to know about. Just because I don't mention them in this video does not mean that they're safe. We have been scolding these K-pop idols about the same issues for years, yet they continue to happen. I think it's important for K-pop fans to know what they're getting into so you don't encounter any sad surprises. No K-pop idol has ever had their life nor career ruined due to being called out for anti-blackness, appropriation, or anything along those lines. On the contrary, they continue to thrive. So please do not try pulling the victim card on behalf of your fave. Furthermore, please know that I'm not instructing you on what to do with this information. We all have our own brains for this purpose, and you can do with this information as you wish. So let's begin. First, you will need some context. Number 1, I realized from my BTS video that some of you don't know what colorism is. Colorism, a term coined by writer and Pulitzer Prize winner Alice Walker in 1982, is defined as prejudice or discrimination, especially within a racial or ethnic group, favoring people with lighter skin over those with darker skin. I am fully aware that colorism thrives in Asian culture, and I do not care. Whether colorism is part of your culture or not does not stop it from hurting fans. If you want to be a global artist, you have to be sensitive to a global audience. If you would like to bash your fellow band members for how ugly you think their tan skin is, or constantly talk about how scared you are of getting darker, don't do it in front of cameras. Global audiences do not enjoy being indirectly told that their skin complexion is disgusting or unacceptable. Number 2. When I talk about the appropriation of black hairstyles in the K-pop context, please do not play dumb and bring up whatever random examples you can think of outside of black culture. These idols are not trying to copy the random photo of a Viking you found on Twitter, nor the Getty image of a woman in rural Asia that you dug out of the deep depths of Google. In Korea, they literally call black hairstyles like braids, cornrows, and dreadlocks, which I'll be referring to as locks, reggae mori. Mori is the word for hair in Korean, with the whole phrase translating to reggae hair. Reggae, as in the music genre that originated from Jamaica and was popularized by black artists like Bob Marley. Korea was introduced to black hairstyles through reggae music, which is why they refer to all these different hairstyles as reggae mori. Nothing to do with Vikings or their random ancestors. Furthermore, hairstylists in Korea that specialize in these reggae mori looks literally refer to themselves as African American hairstylists. Everyone in Korea clearly credits these hairstyles to black people, so there's no reason for you to be bending over backwards, grasping for straws to try and speak over black people when we talk about appropriation. I repeat, these K-pop idols are not doing the hairstyles of Vikings nor their ancestors. They are consciously recreating the hairstyles of black people. It's literally called an Afro perm. Afro as in African. If you need to understand why appropriation of black hairstyles is an issue, I have a full video explaining it, which I will link in the description box below. Furthermore, there is currently a law being pushed that would prohibit discrimination based on hairstyle or hair texture called the Crown Act. If you live in America, please contact your senators to help this law pass. I will link resources below. Number 3. Saying K-pop idols do not understand the concept of discrimination because they live in Korea is largely obtuse. In May of 2015, K-pop group EXID arrived at LAX, the international airport in Los Angeles, California. A reporter from TMZ, while covering the story, mimicked one of the members' accents.
It was a crazy K-pop invasion at LAX. This video is insanity. So you have so many people just lined up waiting like at the baggage claim for this girl group called EXID. Oh! Hi! All these fans! How does it feel to see all these fans? I'm so happy! I'm so happy today, whether
This received huge backlash from Korea, with even the CEO of the group's label making a statement. He called TMZ out for being racist and even threatened legal action. This issue was such a big deal, it was broadcasted by multiple Korean media outlets such as JTBC and Arirang TV. The members of EXID even did a skit about it on Korean SNL.
기분이 지금 어때?
From this situation, it's very clear that Korea understands why it's racist to mock people's accents. So I find it hard to give the benefit of the doubt when they do the exact same thing to black people during variety shows when they have idols speak what they call black English, doing bad imitations of how they think black people talk and act, further stereotyping and disrespecting us. When white people do it to them, it's a problem, but when they do the exact same thing to black people, we're supposed to just take it. And when we voice how it's hurtful, we are called oversensitive and hateful. What a disgustingly hypocritical double standard. Furthermore, when it comes to the N-word, Korea knows the word is a bad word that they shouldn't be saying. In July of 2014, on Korean rap competition TV show Show Me the Money, the second episode of their third season aired. Mind you, this show is extremely popular in Korea and has debuted some of your favorite idol rappers such as B.I. and Bobby of iKON. One of the contestants said the N-word. I want you to watch the judges' reactions.
Woo! Busan! Busan, nigga! Busan, nigga!
어떠세요? 긴장 많이 되세요? 어떠세요? 긴장 많이 되세요?
You see how two of the judges were shook, mouth wide open and everything, and that other judge asked him if he was nervous? The judges wouldn't have reacted that way if they saw the N-word as a non-issue. In July of 2016, while on a V-Live broadcast, Kpop idol Lee Hi said the N-word while singing along to a Rihanna song.
내가 issue. 아이고 이거 말 안 되는 거 아니에요? 순간 당황했어. 하지만
She immediately after saying the N-word said, "Oops, should I not have said it?" It's obvious that all of these idols are aware that the N-word is a word they should not be using, but because they face little to no consequence for it, they truly just don't care. Number 4. Yes, these companies know exactly how I feel about these issues. In December of last year, Big Hit Entertainment sponsored a conference titled Kpop Beyond BTS. At this seminar, multiple people presented their research on different topics that concern Kpop and BTS's global success. One of the academic papers presented focused on how black female fans of BTS engage in discourse about cultural appropriation. In this over 100-page long paper, tweets with less than 300 engagements are cited from as far back as 2018, with even Tumblr blogs included. So yes, we are being watched, studied, dissected. These companies know exactly how we feel. They just don't care. If Irene from Red Velvet could talk down to her stylist so bad that it made them cry, I'm sure your fave can refuse some cornrows. And lastly, number 5, a recap from my past videos. K-pop is built off of black culture. Just like Lee Soo-min, founder of SM Entertainment, said in an interview, South Korea has best consumed black music in Asia. Just as J-pop was built on rock, we made K-pop based on black music. JYP has said the same about his label, along with Bang PD, who has said the same for BTS. The least they can do while they profit off of our culture every day is give us basic human respect. So let's begin. SM Entertainment. H.O.T. They had the N-word with hard R in a song. Shinhwa. They have the N-word in multiple of their songs. Super Junior. Shindong did blackface. Yesung did blackface as well. He posted a video of it on Instagram, and after receiving backlash, he silently deleted it. Before this deletion, Henry, who lived in Canada until he was 17 years old, defended the blackface, saying, "If this is racist, then Thor wearing the blonde wig is also racist. Cosplay." And then months later, in his solo movie, I'm Good, it was appropriation galore with everyone in the video donning black hairstyles, himself included. After receiving backlash, he posted this video on Instagram.
Hey everybody, it's Henry here. I'm actually making this video to talk about the whole issue with my I'm Good video. I know there are a lot of people out there that are really upset and offended with the styling that was done in the video. And so first of all, I'd just like to say I apologize, and I'm really sorry that I offended anybody, especially the black community. My team came and gave me the idea of putting the braids in my hair. That I was like, yeah, let's do it, because I was really naive, and I thought that it wouldn't offend anybody, and that it would just look cool. That's what I thought, and I was wrong, and also the result of my lack of knowledge towards cultural appropriation, which also ties in with the whole issue with me defending Yesung, with the blackface issue. And first of all, I'm really, really sorry. Like I couldn't be more sorry that I was. To be completely honest, when I defended Yesung at that time, I didn't even know there was such a thing called blackface, and I know that's not an excuse, but I actually didn't know, and I'm so sorry that it offended anybody. I mean, I promise now from now on that I definitely will be more aware of this matter, and definitely anybody around me, any other singers around me that I see doing this, I will definitely let them know too, because I know I saw a lot of comments, and I once again, I'm really sorry. I apologize. I was just stupid. But yeah, I'm sorry that this offended anybody. Just know that I didn't mean any of it. Yeah.
I will link the full video below. The post was deleted within hours. Girls' Generation. Yuri did an acting black segment on a variety show, perpetuating harmful racist stereotypes about black people. Shiny. Key said towards Kai and Taemin that he thought both of them weren't there when he saw them against the black wall, referring to their tan skin tone being so dark to him that he couldn't see them. During the SMR exhibition, the MC told Kai and Taemin to talk about each other's weaknesses. Taemin then said to Kai, "His skin is so dark." EXO. Chanyeol asked Kai if he wanted to go for skin whitening. During a variety show, EXO had to define things that made each member distinguishable, so fans could remember each person. Baekhyun excitedly asked to do Kai first, and then said that Kai's face was the most dark. Kai got defensive and tried deflecting onto Tao. Chanyeol then said, "I thought the lights were not entering over there," referring to Kai and Tao's skin tone and that he couldn't see them because their skin was dark. The show editors even colored the area where Kai and Tao were sitting with a gray overcast to emphasize Chanyeol's colorist comment. Chanyeol mocked Kai's skin tone, saying to him, "Even your chair is dark colored," during an interview. Kai got upset and replied, "Yes, I am dark, very dark. Some of the fans are quite dark too. They are all Kai's family." Baekhyun overdrew Chen's lips with dark lipstick. Chen then laughed, saying he looked like Kunta Kinte, a character from the show Roots, which is about the gruesome African-American slave trade. He then said he looked like Michael. If you've seen my BTS video, you already know Michael is a cartoon character on Korean television that has been called out for being a racist blackface caricature and is often replicated with blackface on Korean variety shows. Kai wore cornrows and locks. He said he had to wear the locks because it was a reggae song. And I know K-pop stans love blaming stylists even though these are grown women and men. So please know that Kai specifically said that he asked for the lock hairstyle. D.O. drew all of the EXO members, mocking Kai's skin tone by coloring only him black. Lay said Tao's skin was dark, in contrast to positive traits he had listed about him. While doing solo promotion on a show called Street Dance China, Lay wore braids during his crumping performance. Kai wore a bedazzled do-rag for his recent solo comeback. Red Velvet. During a radio show, Wendy mocked both black women and black men in an acting black shtick.
No, you ain't talking to me. 남자분들은
네.
흑인 약간 남성
네.
갱스터 약간 이런 분들은 좀 뭐나요? What up? You wanna go, man? You wanna go?
Despite receiving backlash, Wendy did it again a few years later, this time only mocking black women. Mind you, Wendy lived in Canada from age 10 to 18. NCT. Taeyang, when asked what Jaehoon's flaw was, said that he was too white and made the other members look dark. While showing what was in their bags, Haechan said that he had sun cream to avoid getting sunburned. Utah then said Haechan's skin was already burnt, referring to his tan skin tone. Haechan did not find this colorist comment amusing, looking at Utah silently, ignoring him, then returning back to showing what was in his bag. Haechan was clowning, saying Chanla was cute, handsome, and could sing, but not as well as him. Chanla then said Haechan was a bit tan, but handsome, pointing out his skin tone as a weakness. Jeno tried to make a colorist comment about Haechan's skin, but messed it up. Haechan was visibly not amused. Taeyang wore cornrows and called himself Hipyong. He thought it was real funny too. Winwin wore braids. Jenna wore a do-rag twice. Mark wore a do-rag. Winwin wore a do-rag. Mark has used aave and a blaccent multiple times. I've talked about this issue before. I'll link the video below. Yangyang has also started using aave as well. Ten has corrected Yangyang each time he does it.
Oh, I can flip the camera, man. I didn't know that. Oh my god. Amanda, oh my god, so handsome, man. Oh my god.
There's no man at the end.
Oh, OMG, so handsome.
Okay.
Oh, okay, OMG, okay. 자, 이거 루카스.
Ten called Mark out for it as well. Johnny clowned him for it, saying he thinks Mark likes speaking like that these days. The confrontation over the blaccent was getting too much for Mark, and Mark wanted Johnny to stop talking.
이게 어쩔 수가 없나 봐요.
말하지 않아도 you know she feel like
요즘 유행하는 말투야. 요즘 유행하는 말투야.
아니 요즘 원래 이렇게 말해요.
아 진짜?
근데 이게
오케이, 예스. 아 그러면 일단 오케이 여러분 오케이. 그 뭐지? 오케이. 요즘
March.
Jaehoon mouthed the N-word while singing along to Amine's song Caroline. The line goes, "Killa, West Side N-word." Amine has even made it clear himself that non-black people should not be saying that line of the song.
Freaky with the sticky icky, baby, give me kitty. Killer. If you ain't black, don't say it.
Jaehoon is fluent in English. He lived in America, spending ages 5 to 9 in Connecticut. Little 8 and 9-year-old kids in America call their fellow black classmates the N-word all the time, so I find it hard to believe that he doesn't know what the N-word is and that he shouldn't be saying it. Taeyang wore a t-shirt with the Confederate flag on it. Chanla wore cornrows, and later on a V-Live, Haechan made fun of them, calling them octopus hair. Renjun added on, calling it boiled octopus, while everyone else laughed. Literally, as I was in the process of editing this video, Henry made a post on Weibo. In the caption, it auto-translated to, "It's cold, keep your hair warm." The full translation of what he wrote was, "The weather has gone cold, grow hair to keep warm." Nothing like good old appropriation to keep you warm at night, right? In the photos, he's seen wearing twists with a Rastafarian headband. In the following post, Andre took off the wig, captioning the photo, "Don't worry, my pink hair is still here." It is unclear what happened after that. Some people were saying Chinese fans had told him the hair was ugly, others were saying people were telling him the posts were offensive. Regardless, both posts were soon deleted. As I type this, his fans are currently attempting to bury the incident on Twitter, spamming his searches with unrelated content and telling people to delete the evidence of the post while also silencing black fans as usual. Henry speaks English, by the way. To say I'm fed up is a complete understatement.
Let's keep about discussion.
A lot of people who heard Taeyang, so...
Yeah, let's keep about discussion.
Okay. I love you.
Yes.
SuperM. For those of you that don't know, SuperM is a hybrid group made of select members from different boy bands under SM Entertainment. This includes Taemin of SHINee, Kai and Baekhyun of EXO, and Lucas, Chen, Mark, and Taeyang of NCT. While the group was in a limo ride, Taeyang said to Lucas, "You know what's funny? Because that side has no lighting." He didn't finish the line because he was laughing. Mark then said, "Lucas is quite invisible." Baekhyun put the nail in the coffin saying, "Lucas is hard to see," with Lucas putting his arms up to show his skin as he was finally understanding what they were saying. Everyone in the car laughed at Lucas except for Kai, who immediately changed the subject to the car U-turning. This came at no surprise as Kai is used to dealing with colorist comments from his time in EXO. This is the same colorist joke Baekhyun made with Chanyeol towards him and Tao, which I showed early in the video about not being able to see their band members in the dark because of their skin tone. YG Entertainment. YG. If you watched my BTS video, you already know that YG was a part of Taiji and Boys, the hip-hop group credited for starting what K-pop is today. In one of their most popular performances of their top song, Come Back Home, one of the group members, Lee Juno, along with a few other people on stage, are seen wearing blackface. Juno also has braids. To this day, the group's fans denied the blackface, simply calling it a dark tan. But if you slow down the performance, you can clearly see the parts of their skin where they didn't put the brown paint. For Juno, this included his ear and a huge gap on his neck. For another one of the guys on stage, you can see that they only painted his face and left his neck completely bare. There's another guy painted as well, they missed his ear. BIGBANG. G-Dragon did blackface. Yesung also did blackface. G-Dragon wore cornrows, braids, and an afro wig with a pick in it for a music video. G-Dragon also said the N-word.
Drago, good job, man. Alright, nigga.
Yeah. Taeyang wore cornrows, locks, afro perm, and twists. Taeyang used an app to face swap with Kanye West and wish his followers a Happy Monkey New Year.
Happy Monkey New Year. Huh? Huh? Ah!
Even though it was the year of the monkey, this sparked controversy as he hadn't mentioned the monkey part when he was face swapping with his fellow member Top to say a Happy New Year in the series of videos he posted that day. Taeyang, who can read English, saw the comments fans left about the digital blackface and racially insensitive monkey mention, took down the post, and posted an apology. I read all the comments and I am very sorry to anyone who had bad feelings about the last post, which is now deleted. I didn't know some people would think that way, but it is totally my fault and I take responsibility. I did not mean it that way, and I hope you guys understand that. I'm sorry again, and I will never make this kind of mistake again. I hope you guys will forgive me. In a 2016 Big Bang photo book, Taeyang said he wanted to experience pain and suffering like black people so he could make better music. One time during a radio interview, Seungri recalled the story from when Big Bang had been in America. The group was outside of an airport and Seungri wanted to change his clothes, so he got into a van to change. It turned out the van he had gotten into did not belong to Big Bang. When Seungri got out of the van's owner yelled at him. He was scared and said sorry. On the radio show, Seungri said he was happy that the man that had yelled at him had been white and not African American, because if the guy had been black, he probably would have been shot. BLACKPINK. For the Kill This Love video, Lisa wore yarn braids. Blinks, the BLACKPINK fandom, tried to defend this appropriation by saying the braids were a part of Thai culture, referencing Khao San Road, and because Lisa is Thai, it was therefore not appropriation according to them. Khao San Road is a tourist street in Bangkok, Thailand. This street became a backpackers' hub starting in the 1980s, with its popularity as a tourist destination picking up in the 1990s after the release of the book by Alex Garland titled The Beach, which was followed by a movie adaptation starring Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio, who had just gotten his big break due to the Titanic, made many places in Thailand famous as a result of that movie, including Khao San Road. The street serves as a place for foreigners to eat, shop, and party. Due to the amount of traffic from foreigners, the street is a melting pot of cultures. For example, on the street they have an Italian pizzeria, Israeli restaurant, Thai food vendors of course, an Indian cuisine restaurant, and a Starbucks. Another thing you can do on Khao San Road is get your hair done in braids, cornrows, locks, and other black hairstyles. You can't find these hairstyles in Thai culture aside from Khao San Road because they do not originate from Thailand. These hairstyles were introduced to Thailand via the Rastafarian wave, which originated from Jamaica. Like I explained earlier, black artists like Bob Marley popularized the Rastafarian movement by way of reggae music, reaching every corner of the world, Thailand included. This is the same way black hairstyles were introduced to Korea via the reggae music, and that's why Koreans literally call black hairstyles reggae hair. Just because these black hairstyles are being commodified in Asia to make money from foreigners does not make them any less black. The mannequin head with the braids wearing the Statue of Liberty headband sitting right next to the Native American dream catchers couldn't better illustrate the presence of non-Thai cultures being sold by these vendors. When you search yarn braids on Google, there's a reason only black women appear in the search results. As a matter of fact, the only history of braids in Asia that I could find was in Tibet, a region in China, and it wasn't hard to find. Tibetan women are known for wearing very thin micro braids. These braids are used to mark marital status, social rank, and tribal affiliation. They are often adorned with stones made of coral and turquoise. For Tibetan weddings, the braids are used to secure headpieces and other decorations. In older Tibet, a woman from a rich family's hair could weigh 20 to 30 kilograms. The Chinese government discourages Tibetan braids as it prevents Tibetans from assimilating into mainstream Han culture. Despite this, Tibetan braiding is making a comeback with tourism, where foreigners can get a few micro braids done in their hair with thin ribbons. Ribbons in the micro braids also have a cultural significance, as they used to signify widowhood. As you can see, Tibetan braids look nothing like Lisa's. Even the modern ribbon ones that are thin and never cover the entire head, unlike Lisa's thick yarn braids that cover her entire scalp. It's unfortunate the amount of blatant lying and gaslighting of black people K-pop stans are willing to do to defend the indefensible when it comes to their faves explicitly appropriating black culture. On that note, Blinks have been working overtime to convince people that Jennie did not say the N-word in this trainee video. In the song, multiple words were censored, including pipe, smoke, and the N-word. Blinks claim that Jennie replaced the N-word with this word, which makes no sense. If they had allowed Jennie to censor words, she would have censored all the words they bleeped out so they wouldn't have to bleep them out in the first place. The S sound you hear before they bleep the N-word is her saying "so these" before the N-word lyric. Another defense the Blinks are using is that YG doesn't censor the N-word, referencing another YG trainee who covered this same song.
I'm hit her with that pipe, call that Nancy Kerrigan. You be on the minor league, but we spoke professionally. Yeah, these niggas can't sleep on me, there's no inception.
This doesn't work as a defense because in this cover, none of the other words they censored in Jennie's version were censored in hers either. That defense would only make sense if they censored pipe and smoke like in Jennie's cover, but didn't censor the N-word. My advice to these idols and their fans that keep bending over backwards to silence black people and make up BS excuses that make no sense is, if you don't want anyone thinking you said the N-word, either replace it with a word we can hear that sounds nothing like the N-word, or simply keep your mouth closed. Again, keep your mouth closed. Treasure. Hyunsuk wore locks, and they were actually attached to his head. Not that it would matter regardless if they were attached to a hat or not, but you can literally see his scalp where the parts were made. JYP Entertainment. Park Jin-young. On a now privated YouTube video, you can see what appeared to be black backup dancers for JYP's MBC performance of his song, She Was Pretty. But when you take a closer look, you can see those backup dancers are actually Koreans dressed in blackface. Faces painted black, lips painted white, afros, and everything. GOT7. Bam Bam said the N-word. After the Snapchat video went viral, he left this comment on Instagram. I want to say I'm sorry for what I've done, and I know this is all my mistake. I don't want to stay quiet like this. I'll do something when I get back to Korea, I promise. I'm sorry for making a lot of you guys upset. This is all my fault, I'm sorry. Jackson wore locks for a Pepsi ad. When his black fans called him out for the appropriation and tried to explain to him why they were offended, he responded by laughing at them, saying it was ridiculous and calling them haters. And I quote, LOL, that's ridiculous. I made this decision because I am too in love with the culture, no matter if it's music-wise, people, background, or anything, and I truly respect it with my heart. It's a complete misunderstanding. I don't think I'm the only one doing this, and if people are going to point fingers at this, so be it. Haters gone hate. I have all my love and respect for all race, but if you think this whole thing is disrespecting or mocking your race, I'm really sorry, but you are on the wrong page. Twice. Ji-ho told Jung-yeon not to get too tanned when she went to Law of the Jungle, a variety show. Chewie confronted her over the colorist comment asking, why? I'm dark. Jung-yeon then said, Chewie, why are you dark? Nayeon and Taeyang came to Chewie's defense saying she's always dark. Jung-yeon then started backing off saying sorry, after which Taeyang said I'm dark too. Chewie then said it's the color of healthy skin, what? Jung-yeon replied saying, you're right, it's the color of healthy skin, and Taeyang agreed. Ji-ho didn't say anything during this exchange, despite her comment being the reason the discussion started in the first place. Momo sang the N-word.
3살 전부터 춤을 췄어요.
3살 전부터 춤을 췄어요.
Ji-ho dressed up as a Native American for Halloween.
원스 여러분들 오늘도 이제 보시다시피 MC를 맡은 인디언 지효입니다.
Momo wore side cornrows for the Feel Special comeback. There are some onces, the Twice fandom, trying to deny that this is a black hairstyle, despite the video itself writing that it's cornrows in the English subtitles. Once again, this is undeniably a black hairstyle that black women wear all the time. They're called side cornrows. what's on Momo's head are cornrows. Stray Kids. Chan got cornrows, and despite his black fans expressing their discontent, he not only stated that he chose to get the hairstyle himself, but also reaffirmed his decision when an assumingly non-black fan asked him about the controversy at a fan sign.
Worried either way. Yeah.
Beeline.
Beeline? No, not beeline. The hair thing.
First of all, it was my decision. And
it's not like you were trying to be like.
Because I love that.
I know.
I'm still gonna love it.
Great. Don't worry.
Hyunjin wore a do-rag for a performance. Itzy. Yeji had locks for the wannabe promo, and she called it swag hair. She also wore a cornrow ponytail for Itzy's Days photoshoot. For this isn't a black hairstyle crew. Do y'all not get tired, or do you just like being proven wrong? Once again, black women are known for wearing cornrow ponytails. EXID. Ellie said the N-word.
What up, nigga?
Oh man. Okay.
Mamamoo. Hwasa sang the N-word in her cover of Beyonce's Irreplaceable. The whole group did blackface for a parody of Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. After receiving international backlash, they released an apology. Hello, this is Mamamoo. We are extremely sorry for our insensitive actions and use of blackface in our video while portraying Bruno Mars. There is no excuse for what we did, and there are not enough words to explain how regretful we are. We are heartbroken to have hurt our international Kpop fans so deeply. We love and care so much for all people of every race, sexuality, religion, and gender. We love all our fans and are so sorry to have hurt our fans in the black community. We understand now why our actions were wrong, and we never meant to do harm with our video. We were extremely ignorant of blackface and did not understand the implications of our actions. We will be taking time to understand more about our international fans to ensure this never happens again. We hope that you will help to educate us on these and other issues so that we can become better people and better artists. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention and allowing us to right the wrongs that we have done. Despite Mamamoo's apology, I have seen some Muumuus, the Mamamoo fandom, still try to dismiss this incident by saying Bruno Mars is not black. Even so, Bruno's band in the video is composed of unambiguous black men who the girls also dressed up as. There are 4 members of Mamamoo. Only 1 member was dressed as Bruno Mars. You can literally match up the outfit of each member to a black man in the video. Hwasa wore a do-rag for a performance. She wore cornrows for another performance. MonstaX. Joohyun said the N-word twice while rapping.
Whoa, the best nigga on the sim with no like BIGBANG. This nigga gets this sim with no like.
He also did a black English segment on a talk show.
그래서 그냥 영어로 하면 What you talking about? 그냥 이렇게 얘기하면 되잖아요. 근데 이제 흑이들 Hey, what you talking about, man? I don't know what you talking about. 약간 이런 거.
친구가 흉내를 잘 낸다.
When Wonho was a member of the group, he wore braids and locks. Hyungwon said Shonu's body type is like that of African American Hyungs. The Korean term Hukkyung, which translates to African American Hyung or literally black older brother, has been called out before for being discriminatory and stereotypical. The term, which also has a female version, Huknuna, is used by Koreans specifically for black people. To explain it simply for the situation, Hyungwon is stereotyping that all black people are built with big muscles. This is harmful because it's these same stereotypes that have people assuming black people are strong, dangerous, and aggressive, and therefore something to be scared of. Stereotypes that have historically put black people's lives in danger. Black people are not a monolith and should be treated as individuals. Most black people in Korea do not like being referred to with these terms either.
Do you use this word? Yeah, do you say "흥누나"? You don't use the word? Then if you don't use it, it means it's not good, is it? 저였으면은 되게 기분 나쁠 것 같은데. 네.
약간 흑인한테만 쓰는 말이라서 좀 그렇긴.
그래도 설명해 주셔서 감사합니다. 죄송합니다. 괜찮아요.
17. Dino tweeted, I took a video of Mingyu in the dark. Can you see? I can't see him. #DarkYoung. LOONA. One of the subunits did a photo shoot at a restaurant decked in Confederate flags and blackface figurines. After receiving backlash, their label, Blockberry Creative, took the photos down. No statement nor apology was released. Dreamcatcher. During a V-Live, Shindong had to wear a wig made of braids as a punishment for a game. After receiving backlash, the video was removed from V-Live and the company released an apology. We apologize. We would like to apologize for the concern we have caused during the recent broadcast of Neighbor Rooftop Live. In the problematic scene, Dreamcatcher members were performing a penalty mission where an improper prop was used. Dreamcatcher Company fully agrees that we lacked sufficient understanding for sensitive issues in regard to each country, race, and culture. We also reflect on the fact that we were not properly and quickly aware of the seriousness of the problem. In particular, we apologize for disappointing Insomnias who supported Dreamcatcher from all over the world. Dreamcatcher members and rest of the staff are seriously reflecting on this incident. We will learn deeply from the mistake we made, and we will take extra caution that this type of incident does not happen again. Again, we deeply apologize to our fans, and we will do our best to raise awareness of this incident for our future operations. Lastly, we would like to thank Insomnia all over the world for pointing out areas to improve and advising us. Sincerely, Dreamcatcher Company. Ateez. Hongjoong wore cornrows for a comeback. After receiving complaints from black fans, the company released a statement. I already made a video on this, which I will link below. Hongjoong addressed the issue as well when asked about it in an interview. He said, going through this issue, I got to acknowledge that we have to take more care and we have to know more about every ethnic, historic, and cultural aspect in a more comprehensive manner. We have to learn and know about it. That's what I learned from this. I will try hard to do my best to prevent this sort of issue again. Everglow. Shihyun said some strings look like reggae hair and put them to her head to make a joke out of it. The members laughed. My issue with this is that once again, a K-pop idol is making fun of a black hairstyle. I really wish if they didn't have anything nice to say, that they just keep our hair out their mouths and off their heads. That is truly all we're asking for. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.
You love black culture, but do you love me? You love how I sound, my voice, these beats, this flow. Not me though, right? You love how I look, my hair, this skin, but me? Nah. You love my culture, but do you love me? What a world that would be.